Any good lawyer is going to tell you that if you're the suspect in a crime, you should absolutely not speak with the police. Well, that's understandable because if you make some sort of admission or you say something that's harmful, it can be used against you at trial. We all pretty much know that. What if you're innocent? What if you actually have helpful information that you think is going to exonerate you and avoid getting charged altogether? Well, first of all, in practice, that almost never happens. So if you have the money and you're able to get a lawyer, you can filter the information through the lawyer, and that way the statements that you're making, first, they can be vetted by the lawyer, and if the lawyer thinks they're helpful, the lawyer can fill in the police without the possibility of those words being used against you later at trial. Think about this. If you go to a trial and you've spoken with the police and you've made any sort of admission, or you've said something that inadvertently becomes a link in the chain. Maybe it's something that you said that you didn't even realize was harmful. You admitted to knowing somebody or having been to a certain location previously, or having some knowledge of something that you didn't think was a risk, but it turns out to be a link in the chain. Well, the prosecutor can use it against you because even though it's otherwise would be hearsay, it's an out-of-court statement, and it's sought to prove the truth of that statement, there's an exception from a party opponent. So if one party wants to use a statement of another party, they can do that. Again, there's always nuances and exceptions, but you're a party to the case as a defendant. So it's the government versus you. And if the government wants to use your statement, that is typically admissible. It is an exception to hearsay. What if you have a helpful statement that you told the police and now you want the jury to hear it? Well, on the other side, you can't use your own hearsay because it would be excluded for the most part, absent some exception. You can't use your own prior statement that you made to the police to show the jury, hey, look, I was cooperative and I told the same story before. The jury wouldn't hear that at all. So there's really no win for you talking to the police. Also, think about this possibility. As a human being with an infallible memory, you might tell the same story multiple times. Let's say you say it to the police once and then you say it to the jury. You testify in front of the jury. What if your statement is mostly the same, but you've left off certain details or you've remembered things slightly differently? You can imagine in that case, the prosecutor then would be able to use those discrepancies to impeach you and to try to convince the jury that you're lying. So there's really no good outcome to speaking with the police if you're the suspect of a crime. It only goes downhill, whether you're innocent, guilty, or somewhere in between. If it were me, I'd lawyer up and shut up. And you should do the same.